You know, yeah, I can't say hundreds. I have a few good white friends that I know if I'm in a jam, they'll back me up just like I would back them up because we grew up together. But you know what's crazy is it seems like the white folks that grew up around black folks and grew up around Asians and everybody else, they have no issues with all this fear and all this bullshit, all this tribalist bullshit that goes on. That as soon as Obama got into office, I heard people that were like, you know, that I thought were solid people start, oh man, well, they need to get him out of there. I was like, what happened? What did he do? What happened? Oh man, they just need to get him out of there. And then when the Republicans came and said, we're going to do everything in our power to go against everything that he ever does, and then people walk over that like it's nothing, I knew we was in deep shit then. You know, yeah, he's the president, but like I said earlier, was that what it was meant to be? Yeah, he's done some good things, but he didn't really stand up he didn't use the bully pulpit like a fucking bully and say, look, this is what's going on. You know, you don't have to be looked at as the angry black guy, which they're gonna use. That's what the media does. The media, and I'm gonna talk about them later, the media does that to gin you up, to get you going against your best interests, so then they win. And they're paid to do it. And the people that are paid to do it obviously don't give a damn about themselves. Because when this is all over, their children, their grandchildren fall under the same options that all this shit that's happening to us. When we get up in the morning and go to work and you're dealing with people, you don't expect those people in their hearts to want to see you hurt, or you don't think so. You know, like I said, I don't have 100 white friends. I probably have 10 good white friends that I know will defend me like I would defend them, or so I believe. You know what I'm saying? But when the shit hits the fan, when it's time for the real shit, that's where you have to be dependent on who's going to be with you. You might think people are going to be with you, that ain't going to be with you. Just like Jewish people thought people are going to come to their aid, people were going to stop this shit from happening, God was going to come, all this other misbelief that you might believe. Native Americans thought the same thing. Nobody would be as callous enough or have malice in their heart enough to give us blankets with smallpox to try to decimate all of us. Nobody would do that. The Jews thought nobody would put us in these camps, these concentration camps, and experiment on us. Somebody will step in. God's going to come down and help us. Blacks didn't think, oh yeah, these guys ain't going to enslave our whole race. They're not going to make policies that keep us held down. You know, and that's the thing, and that's where we're going to fucking come out with this. I don't see policies that say white people can't go here, white people can't go there. So we have to face that shit, and we have to stop looking over it like somebody else is doing all this. That 70% right there that saw that guy say, fucking nigger, fucking spick, fucking a bitch, whore, I'll grab her fucking pussy. You know, so when you think that somebody's going to step in, or there's going to be some religious revelation where it's going to step in and save you, you better think again. Like I told you earlier, you better start learning how to garden. You better start learning how to save food. Go out, buy you some of those big 40-pound bags of rice. Have that shit on your shelf or in your closet. You know, because you can live off of that for a minute. If you don't have a garden set up, you better be stocking up on rice and water. Or you know, you better be having canned goods, all types of stuff like that. And this is the shit that's why, you know, it's crazy when I do inspections and I go into older Jewish homes or older homes where their country's been decimated. They have closets full of food. They have fucking pantries full of food because they may have it right that this shit keeps going around because people are greedy and they want to take what you have. And right now, they have the means to do it because they have total control of the media. All these companies have been putting their money offshore for the longest. Everybody's been living off this Ponzi scheme where the American people pay their taxes and those guys basically fucking split it up because they get tax rebates and they don't pay taxes. So that's taking money right out of the system. You're going to always have a deficit. And then with these guys cooking the books and playing games. Now, I'm not a fucking professor. but I'm good at math and I'm good at science and I fucking pay attention. So somebody's bullshitting somebody, you know? And if you don't get it and I get it, then hey, I can't listen to what you're saying anymore. All these leaders that went Hillary, 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 all these moms for Hillary, all these black men for Hillary, all this shit. When Bernie Sanders was telling you what was going on, it's like, what's crazy is Bernie probably felt like, you know what's crazy? I'm marching with Martin Luther King. I'm right side by side with all these guys. The only reason that he probably wasn't dead is because he was white. But this is the thing. He's right there. Nobody even knows who he is nowadays. The kids, you know, they know Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. He was right there when the kids were trying to go to school, black kids, they were trying to get us out of there. He was fucking chained to the girls, and then Hillary was fucking working for Goldwater then. She was against, you know, so they say everybody can change. Hey, I have more power to you. But what we need to understand, in the big scheme of things, if we had a democracy, Bernie Sanders would be president. I don't have to say no more about that. You saw how they did him. This is a machine. There's people behind the scenes that are testing what you do on Facebook. They're looking at how you react to certain things. And they're using that against you. You're using that against the whole classes. You'll start to get certain things on your feed. Listen and pay attention to what's going on. This is all propaganda. The TV, propaganda, everything. So if you're not paying attention, your kids lose, and they will continue to lose because it's a policy that they lose. So if you don't change the policy, you're not changing the system. You're not. So I don't care how many laws get put in place. If it's not a policy where people go to jail for killing people of color, where people go to jail for assaulting mosques, where people go to jail for roof tapping and blowing up a whole family, then it's policy, and it's not going to change until you change it. So it's up to you what you believe in and what you want to do.